Well, good evening, everybody. This is your friend and psychiatrist, Dr. Fabian Almeida, welcoming you to the 73rd episode of MANN DARPAN. Yes, MANN DARPAN is our session on mental health that focuses on mental wellness and positivity. And each time we try to bring in something more so that we can spread the light. September. So many things happening in September. I'm sure we all remembered our teachers for that Teachers' Day on 5th September. 10th of September was Suicide Prevention Awareness Day all over the world. And 21st of September, World Alzheimer's Day that's coming soon. With so much happening in September, wasn't it time that we had an episode specially dedicated to all of this? Well, my dear friends, this is what September Sentiments, our episode today, is going to deal about. And therefore, बहुत खुशी होती है आप लोग सबको welcome करते हुए for this 73rd episode as we delve more with special guests that are going to join us this evening. So let us welcome three special people. And of course, we have someone to sing with us also, who I will welcome as we go ahead. We move out of the slide and we welcome our guests. To begin with, we have our educationist on the panel, Mrs. Amala Stanley. Ma'am, welcome all the way from Powai. It is good to have you here. Thank you for joining us today. Along with ma'am, we have Priyanka. Now, Priyanka is from the field of mental health, currently taking a break and homemaker now, and all the way from UK, Northampton, that she's joining us. Thank you for being here. Thank you. And yes, with us is Vidya ma'am also, who's also from the field of mental health. Welcome to the show. And
Thank
it is really nice to have all of you all here. We're going to have a wonderful evening today. और सब मिलके हम लोग जन जागृति करने वाले हैं मानसिक स्वास्थ्य के बारे में, right? So let me first have a conversation with Amla Stanley, man. Well, ma'am, it is only providence that we met. बस
you.
एक
Yes.
ही क्लासरूम में बैठे थे Zoom के, and we were listening to the same session. And I was searching for someone who would be a teacher and whose life has been impacted by a student in mental health, in the spheres of mental health. And when I heard you share what you did in that class, I think it was a connection that we made instantly. What was this incident that happened with your student and how did it impact you? It will be nice if you share with us.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for having given me this chance to share my experience with you all. That was the incident what I was telling you that day. Even today, if I think of that, I become very sensitive. It was my second batch student who was the topper that year. So till today, on the notice board, his name is displayed that he was the topper on that year, 1983. Then he, after that, of course, he had joined medicine. Then he had gone to MD. And when he was doing his MD, he came to see me with his girlfriend, introducing her because very important person I wanted to know in my life. Like, and she was also saying quite often, he is used to refer your name, madam. So I wanted to see you like that, all that over. Then he finished his MD. Then one fine day, I got a news that he is no more. He committed suicide. It was a very big shock for me. And suddenly I felt I am one reason for it. Like I felt guilty that I had taken care of his academic number, but not his life. This was highly pinching me. In fact, I was in tears for some months. Then I thought, how long I will cry for him. One child I have lost is a very, very costly lesson I have got. Now I have to see to the life of my children. So from that year onwards, I started focusing on the life of the children. Even I used to tell my children, teachers, when you are teaching first standard, you are not teaching first standard portion, but first standard of his life. Seventh standard of his life. 10th standard of his life. So from that year, Little Flower High School, I used to focus on that LIFE in that name, every year magazines and all. I used to enlighten that four-letter word LIFE. That means here you are learning life lessons. It's not just number. And I always tell my teachers, whenever we get good marks, you got award, I used to tell, okay, that is an award for the school, but our award is what the child is going to be up from now after 10 years. When he's 25, 30, where he is placed, that is my certificate, not today what he has got that number. So I used to tell my teachers, that was a big incident. But to share with you, the problem is we teach them, but we don't teach them. They're like, what is, failure is part of life. Or once you are failing, that means you are not a failure. It is you're failed in something maybe, but you are not a failure. This idea we have to give teachers and parents from, and moreover, our anxiety has created this kind of expectation in these children. So that's what I feel. It is a very, I can talk on this for hours together, but now this parents and teachers must take care of it to instill in this emotion. Life is more important than anything else. If life is there, then anything can be done after that. Even this quarantine time, some parents ask me, Madam, abhi tak chalu nahi kiya? फिर क्या होएगा ये साल को? नहीं तो नहीं, अभी बच्चे को देखो, खाली लाइफ देखो, ये 2 years whether he is alive. See that if he is alive, we can teach so many things later. Life lessons you have got time to teach him. Everything
Very
we can
true.
teach later if he is life is more precious. Life that has to be taught to the children from the parents side and the teachers side. This is what my
Very true. अक्सर हमारी तैयारी जीत की होती है वगैरह वगैरह, लेकिन तैयारी हार का ये भी बहुत जरूरी है. We have to learn to cope with failure, and in fact failure is just, as we always say, a stepping stone to success, or failure
yes.
is success turned inside out. And very rightly said, as appreciated by the other teachers watching also, Janet Silvera watching, there's also Divakar joining in from Ukraine, and Prashant. It is important that we accept failure as part of our life, and life is so much more important than just academics. And that is why, teacher, now psychologists, psychiatrists, counselors, along with the teachers and the parents, are emphasizing about life skills, which also needs to be given to the student right from standard one. So not only the studies, but also life skills, so that children can learn to take life in their stride. I think that is something we all are going to be aware of now, and we are going to take this a little more seriously. 36 years in the field of education as a principal, and then still so many other responsibilities. Retiring is not for you. In fact, retiring, as they say, you tire yourself again and again. In this second innings, what are you keeping yourself busy with, Amla ma'am?
See, as I told you, they got me retired. I am not retired yet. In fact, I feel I'm doing a lot after my retirement, because there I had to work within a frame, what is instructed to me by the board or by the management. I used to do within a frame. Now I am so free to do so many things. I've started learning, registering me for so many, it where I met you. So many courses I'm learning now, and a lot of counseling is going on now. I counsel the principals, counsel the students, counsel the teachers, counsel the parents, even in-laws also, mother-in-law, father. So now my time is going on that. After the retirement of official retirement of the school, I became a CEO of 4 schools,
Mhm.
SVPM schools, and there I enjoyed, because there I had to direct my principals. So it was
That's a group of schools that are under your
yeah, group of
direction.
schools. So nearly 4 principals of high school and lower class, right from KG, the principals were with me. So I had a good chance to guide them how to go about. A lot of freedom I had with that management also, to do whatever I want, I could do So that's what I was doing. And a Marathi school also was there.
Okay.
And where I know very little of Marathi, but the teachers were very, so Manka Basha, na? I was,
Right, right.
so like
You
that
speak
I
with
had,
your heart and with your mind.
yeah, yeah. So only one main point there, wherever I work, I tell them I want to see only smiling faces. If you don't smile, I used to tell my peons, if you don't smile, I'll cut down 100 rupees from your salary.
That's a good tax
So
to be paid for not smiling.
yeah, so even for the guests, when they bring coffee, they'll be smiling. So my guests will be, your peons are so smiling. I told, smiling is an exercise to keep you happy. So you have to smile. All smiling faces you will see in my school. And the management should take care that the administrator should take care that your teachers maintain a smiling face. Then only your children can smile.
Right,
If you
right.
want happy products, the teachers have to be happy.
Yes,
So I
and
used to
smiling
say,
is infectious. If one
yes,
person smiles, naturally
yeah,
the people around feel like
yeah.
smiling.
That was
So,
my main point in the school.
right. You also have, you are associated with some labs that work with child-friendly products or games.
Yeah, now my son has started a company, like, education company. Maybe being with an educationist, hearing educationist, though he had worked a lot of MNC companies, but finally he landed here. And my dreams, whatever I want to do, he's fulfilling. Like, this is the way education should be. I always say it should be soil and seed system. Prepare the soil first, then put the seed.
How
You know,
beautiful.
so the children to be prepared according to their capability. So we find the children's core capabilities. You cannot, if a child can swim, you cannot make him fly. You have
True,
to take him in the swimming way. And who
true.
can fly, you cannot keep him in water.
Very
So
true.
like that, you
We
have to
have to
understand.
recognize हर
Yes,
बच्चे का जो खूबियां है कमियां है उसको पहचानते हुए उनको सिस्टम का एक
yes.
हिस्सा बनाते हुए उभरने का एक मौका मिलना जरूरी है. That is
So
so true. And
this
imagine
is what
अगर
we are doing.
सब लोग सब जगह हंसते ही रहते स्माइल ही करते रहते तो ये दुनिया कितना हसीन होता और शायद साइकियाट्रिस्ट की जरूरत ही नहीं पड़ती. Right? But that's a beautiful thought, ma'am, and I think we must continue smiling. I remember when I was speaking with you, you mentioned that you are a special mother. Now, what is
Yes.
the meaning behind that? आप एक special mother है, तो इसका मतलब क्या है? इसका राज क्या है?
See, my elder son is mentally challenged.
Mm-hmm.
So now he is 41 years old, and
Mm-hmm.
we are enjoying his growth like anything, because I'm blessed with the two different extremes. My younger son is another side, a very intelligent child, and elder one is differently intelligent. I won't say yes, no intelligence, differently intelligent. So I got the experience of being a special mother and a normal mother.
True.
And somewhere they asked me, suppose, madam, if next birth, if Thompson, my elder son is Thompson, if he's going to be sent again, would you offer to take him? I told, if Thompson is going to send, I am the best mother to have him. So I will want him. My second son can be given to anyone, because anybody can bring him up. He is himself.
Beautifully said. Beautifully said.
So,
If we all learn to look at this that way, कि किसी का बुद्धि अगर किसी मात्रा से कम है, and as we are also, call them as mentally challenged, we accept that as a challenge for ourselves, and we realize that they are not special children. We are special people because
yes,
we are given the responsibility to love, care, share, and bring them up. And only those who are रिस्पॉन्सिबल इनफ ऊपर वाले उनको ही चूज करके
yes,
ये
yes,
जिम्मेदारी दिया जाता है. हर किसी को ये जिम्मेदारी लेने का ये अवसर नहीं मिलता है. And you have looked at it so beautifully, two sides of the spectrum,
yeah.
somebody on that side of the intelligence and someone on this side, and you're able to love, care, and make them feel so special. I think that is a gift. And that is what we take with us today. What will be your message, man, to all those watching here? What would you like to tell them?
See, especially the special mothers, one thing they should think, it is not a punishment. It is a greatness of the good choice of the God, the confidence what He had in you, that He had given you this gift. So we should know how to handle that gift. Get the guidance from God only, because you never wanted, He gave. It is His responsibility, not your responsibility to be worried about it. Just show me the way. That should be for the special mothers. Another thing, I always work with the children, those who are, I hate that word, learning disability. They are different learners. They are not having learning disability. If you stamp a child learning disability, then we better to say teacher disability, TDVR. We don't know to how to teach that child, according to
Yes.
him. So they are different learners. Take care of them. Because if a child is getting 90, bring him to 100 is not a big deal. But if a child is 10 and you bring him to 50, oh, what,
What
the
joy.
glory, what joy you enjoy, that is something different. That you
So
have to bring.
beautifully said, teacher. So beautifully
And
said.
every child is unique. That is one point. Every child is unique. I cannot compare my elder son to my younger son. Then how can you compare neighbor's child with your child?
And in spite of being the same mother, you are the same
Yes,
mother,
yes.
you accept them in spite of them being so
Yeah.
different.
Once
So,
see, I say he is abnormal. For him, I am abnormal, no? For
how
what?
beautiful, man. How
For what?
beautifully you put it.
Yeah.
I think people watching are really appreciating Prashant, Padmavati, Abhishek. Thank you for watching and giving your wonderful comments. I think your words are so strengthening. Sangeeta Singh, thank you for joining in. And this is what we want to spread. आपके जैसे टीचर हर जगह पे हो, हर इलाके में हो, हर स्कूल में हो, हर प्रांत में हो, हर जगह हो. You have this special institute, Snehalaya, for
Yeah,
children who are gifted in some special way, who are
yeah,
special. And
yeah,
I think there is a lot of good work that you all are doing. We can see this poster of people involved. We can see the poster of you and your family. It's so wonderful. And I think the message is so clear. We all have to spread that love, that care, that sensitivity to everyone. All your students will be so grateful to you today, and students are grateful to their teachers in every way. And so we have a special guest. We have a special guest, our singing queen, Rebecca, joining in to sing on behalf of all the students here a song of gratitude to their teachers. Rebecca, you are a teacher yourself. So I'm
Yes,
sure when
doctor.
the students realize the wonderful role of a teacher and all the wonderful things you have heard from the teachers here, their hearts will be filled with gratitude. Your song is special. We'd like to hear you sing that beautiful song.
Yes, doctor. I'm dedicating this song to all the teachers out here. तामा जिसने भी कल भी आज भी राह पर चले वो राह बर बने वही थामा जिसने भी कल भी आज भी राह पर चले वो राह बर बने वही वो मेरे टीचर थे तुम्ही हाँ मेरे टीचर हो तुम्ही वो मेरे टीचर थे तुम्ही हाँ मेरे टीचर हो तुम्ही मुझको मुझ में ढूंढा थी नहीं पहचान नन्हे से परिंदे ने ऊंची भरी उड़ान दूर से गगन में उड़ते फिरते गाते तराने हम तुम्हारे ही गुनगुनाते वो मेरे टीचर थे तुम्ही हाँ मेरे टीचर हो तुम्ही धूप में भी जैसे थे छाँव के तले कांटों के चुभन में मन को ना गले दिए किलो की तरह जो सदा चले रोशनी से जिसकी हर अंधेरा डले वो मेरे टीचर थे तुम्ही हाँ मेरे टीचर हो तुम्ही वो मेरे टीचर थे तुम्ही हाँ मेरे टीचर हो तुम्ही थैंक यू
Yes, thank you so much for that beautiful rendition. All our people are appreciating your wonderful voice and the message that comes through. Thank you, Veena teacher. Thank you, Valerie Fernandez. Thank you, Daisy, for giving us your appreciation and comments. Thank you, Raju, as well. Thank you, Rebecca. Your voice and your message is well taken for everyone. We move on to our next guest, and we have with us Priyanka joining us from the UK.
Hello,
Well,
everybody.
Priyanka, Yes, Priyanka, what is it? What time is it in the UK?
Well, it's 10 minutes to 2 in the afternoon.
In the afternoon. And
Uh,
what a pleasure to know that you are from Amchi, Mumbai. You are from Kalyan. Your
oh,
dad
yes,
uh,
absolutely.
is a famous surgeon, Dr. Rajendra Sonavane. Your mom is a
I'm blessed.
Marathi
I'm blessed.
actress. Yes, and you, in your own way, have made life special for you. Your
Oh, it's fine.
journey your journey as a student in the UK and then professionally getting attached to a charity mental hospital there, and now a citizen, all started way back in 2006.
It
What
did,
has
yeah.
this journey been like, Priyanka?
Oh, it's been a roller coaster. It's had its ups and downs, absolutely, and some steep drops as well. So I came to the UK in 2006, and I came into the UK to do two masters, one in genetics and one in management. And ever since, my dream has always been working into management side of healthcare, because I've been born into a healthcare setting, and that's always been my niche. However, I graduated in 2009, and the Great Recession going on at that time, and for 2 years I was jobless. I got married in 2009 to my childhood love, who was in the same school, by the way, from Kalyan, and we just didn't have any jobs, so we were doing any sort of odd jobs and just trying to build our life, and then you know just trying to sort of pave our path through everything. I just happened to take a job in a bank and tried to stabilize the ends. But then, when the opportunity knocked of working for a mental health charity, which is one of the biggest charities in the UK, they've got around 5 hospitals in the UK serving various different specialities, right from dementia to neuropsychiatry to autism spectrum. So that was my calling, literally. So it's been a very, very wavy path, but we're there, and we're just trying to make the most of what we can, really.
Uh, and in the place where you are, I think there's a little bit of India that's there
Yeah,
altogether. You
yeah,
are a Maharashtrian. You
yeah.
are married to a
Guju,
Guju. You are married to a Guju, two
yeah,
lovely kids, and you have
absolutely.
friends from all different backgrounds
Yes,
that
we
are
do.
there,
Yeah,
right? So, how do you keep those roots going to be away from India and
yeah,
still be able to manage the
yeah,
Indianness in your roots? ये
yeah.
तो बहुत ही जरूरी है क्योंकि फिर भी दिल है हिंदुस्तानी, isn't it?
Absolutely. फिर भी
Right?
दिल है हिंदुस्तानी. More
How,
importantly, Mumbai, Maharashtra, everything. So,
right.
um,
How do you manage that?
well, even my children have got different groups and different friend circles of all ethnicities. It could be, from all different colors and ethnicities and races and everything. But when it comes to the core group or the most innermost circle where the connection and bonding is, it is always Indian. So we've got a very family-like group over here. All of us work in different industries, but when we are together, we are like a big family. And we celebrate various different festivals together. For example, we had celebrated the Ganeshotsav this year at our place, where all our friends and their children came, stayed with us for 2 nights, and we had
Oh,
a
that's
blast.
beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing ritualistic there, but what we are trying to do and give our children is the spiritual learning and awareness of their roots and building that self confidence. That is, it's okay to be who you are, whether you are in the US, UK, Australia, wherever, or in India. Be proud of what you are, be self confident, and have that self respect. And to have that faith and belief that in times of trouble they move and they go to this particular thing and they get that self respect, self confidence back. So that is what we aim to achieve through celebrating all these traditional sort of events. And we have absolutely a mix of groups. So I had my nearest friend Aisha, who's a Muslim, who came and stayed with us, and she prayed to Ganesha. We've got North Indians, we've got people from Maharashtra. So it was just fabulous. And that's how we try and keep connecting to our roots back. And I think that is what gives us the strength to go ahead in an abroad world, really.
That's so beautiful. So whether it's Ganesh Chaturthi, whether it's Eid, whether
Yes,
it's Navratri, it's one big Indian festival. And I think
absolutely.
साथ में मिलने का एक बहाना तो चाहिए चाहिए,
Oh,
and
yes,
what better excuse? And if
yes,
the children learn from this, the children learn from the parents, they learn from what they see, this
yeah,
is the best way of teaching them what is so very important. I
I
think we
agree.
all can take a lesson on that back home. Uh,
Agree.
Also, being away, मम्मी डैडी से अपने परिवार
Uh-huh.
से दूर रहते हुए, being there, being in a foreign country, pressures of work,
Yeah,
family, weather, seasons, etc., all can take its toll even on our mood, our
yes,
mindset, our behaviors, all of this. ये
yes,
mental stress जो होता है एक
yes,
अनजाने जगह में,
yeah.
उसका हम लोग कैसा संभाला जा सकता है? How do
Yes.
you help yourself?
I think living in an abroad country can be very isolating at times. And, COVID has been the best example. I mean, for 2 years, you're physically disconnected from another human being. You're only in your own bubble. But however, it's important to keep those positive connections going. Like we had video calls every single day with our loved ones, whether it be friends, whether it be family, we had video calls going through. So we kept that connection going. We also made it a point that, you just reach out to people, even if you've not spoken to them for years, and there is a friend who's sitting there alone somewhere, just reach out. That in turn gives you a good feeling. Just ask, are you doing okay? Can we do something? Just build those positive connections. And I think I have matured in these 2 years as well, wherein I've been home, I gave up my job to protect my children, and I've matured as an individual. But socializing, building those positive connections, having that support system, and if not physical, virtual, make use of the technology. But go out there, be there, and just build that support system, build those bonds, because a human being is a social animal. I mean, cannot live an isolated life, and we just need to keep
We need
doing
to
that.
reach out, we need to connect, and we need to
Absolutely.
strengthen those relationships.
Yes, I agree. Yeah,
और एक कदम आगे जाने से कोई पीछे तो नहीं हटता है. So
I
we need to nurture those relationships. So
yeah,
beautifully said, Priyanka. I think that makes a lot of sense. And now, at the time with this COVID pandemic, when mental health is so much at risk,
yeah,
being there for each other is
yes,
so beautiful.
yes.
Yes. And the gun. Can we have that slide again
Oh,
of the Ganpati? Because even our dad is watching the show. And yes, there's Dr. Sonavane dressed as a rabbit for the party, I guess. Yes, but beautiful. See the lovely Indian saris and everyone together. Proud to be an Indian, Indian shining. I think all of this is what the spirit is. That is so, so important.
yeah,
So you have learned well from your parents,
yes.
and your children are learning well from you. और
Well, I
इसी
try.
तरह से that's the beautiful part. We are open to all of that. और इसी तरह से हम लोग अपने जो एक परिवार से दूसरे परिवार का मेल मिलाप जो होता है, ये
Yeah,
सीख जो होता है, this goes on then from generation to generation,
yeah,
keeping traditions alive. So
absolutely.
wonderful, so beautiful, so very important.
Yeah.
What is your message to the people watching today?
Um, I feel very strongly for mental health, and it's okay to be open and honest about it. I have suffered from episodes of poor mental health, so I know how important it is to reach out and to talk about it. I think even in the UK, even now, wherein we have advanced so much, 1 in 5 suffer silently. So imagine what it would be, a state in a conservative country like India. So we need to talk about it. We all need to talk about it together, and we need to take the stigma away from it. To simply put it in a poetic way, I think mental health problems don't define who you are. They are something you experience. Don't let anybody else tell you otherwise. You walk in the rain, you feel the rain, but you're not the rain. You are the sunshine. Go find that sunshine. And that's my message.
What powerful lines. You bring a semblance of Deepika Padukone to me and how she spoke on KBC about mental health and its importance. And like your dad adds, Dr. Rajendra Sonavane said, you missed your sister's marriage, you missed the engagement of your brother, but you were still part of all this, virtually connected and in spirit. And I think that is what we need to learn. We can't crib about our circumstances, लेकिन जिस हाल में है उस हाल में we can be, like they say, the best versions of ourselves. What beautiful messages coming through all the way from UK for us. Thank you, Priyanka, for being a part of
My
this.
pleasure. Thank you for that
Thank you so
opportunity.
much. And like you said, mental health is so dear to your heart. This is not the last. We are going to involve you in so many programs. There's
Absolutely.
a
My
lot of
pleasure.
work ahead to do. Thank you for
My
being part of
pleasure.
this. Thank you. Thank you, Lloyd, for joining us. Thank you for telling us that, yes, the taboo on mental health is everybody's responsibility to be taken off. This is how we want everyone to think and feel. We have our third guest coming in, and it is a pleasure to welcome and introduce Ma'am Vidya Shenoy joining us from South Bombay. And what a pleasure to have you here, ma'am. You are a person who has an infectious, energetic, enthusiastic spirit, and you have been so involved in your work with dementia. I want you to elaborate a little more about dementia, the what, the why, and the how about dementia.
Firstly, thank you for inviting me, Dr. Fabian, and giving an opportunity to create more awareness through the show. I think it's very important that we uh, bring out the importance of not stigmatizing mental health disorders. And just as we have, we don't say ooh, ah for physical health like cancer and heart. So I think brain is another organ that we should treat as a part of us. And so what if somebody has disorders or disease, and it can happen to anybody. When it comes to dementia, I think dementia is a cluster of symptoms. So a lot of times people say, oh, usko dementia hua hai shayad, lekin sab bol rahe Alzheimer's ho raha hai. So it's not that. Dementia is an umbrella. I call it a purple umbrella because purple is a color of Alzheimer's. And I call it a purple umbrella because it has, ribs in the umbrella. And that cluster of symptoms is common to many, many diseases under the name dementia. So we have, say, Parkinson's related dementia. Now we can see that because there are tremors involved in the person. So you know that he has a neurological problem. But dementia following Parkinson's. But we have frontotemporal dementia, which is affecting two lobes of the brain. You have vascular dementia related to the heart. So people say, we are used to people saying, what is good for the heart is good for the brain. So we have to do it. And then you have Lewy body, you have mixed dementia. So, somebody says they've got dementia and then they say maybe it's Alzheimer's. No, dementia is a common name for the group of symptoms under which all these diseases come. So Alzheimer's, the percentage of people having Alzheimer's under the umbrella of dementia is 70%. That is why you hear more of people having Alzheimer's. What is Alzheimer's? It is a slow degeneration of neurons in the brain, which are destroyed and cannot be replaced. And the only thing we can do is to improve the quality of life of people who have been diagnosed with dementia. And that, it's no, hope is not lost. I don't believe anything is lost. It's for us to work towards how do we fill the gap. So if somebody doesn't remember anything, try and prompt. Non-verbal language, body language reaches more than words itself. A hug, it's free, full size, and you don't pay for it to give it or get it. So why not just a hug or a clasp of the hand or hand around the shoulder? So this is the difference between dementia and Alzheimer's. ARDSI, Alzheimer's and Related Disorders Society of India, is a national pan-India organization which has memberships with the Alzheimer's Disease International. We have 20 plus chapters all over India. Each one is doing their best, whatever they can. What is the main, thing of ARDSI is spreading awareness advocacy, research, running daycares, having 24-hour assisted living, having corporate CSR companies we invite to back us up, encourage us. So we do a lot of projects. We in Mumbai run a lot of events. You see in this slide that we ran a campaign for COVID, and that was a running campaign which can be seen on our Facebook page. And we have art, craft. Outings are organized, like we see in the club. We had a shamiana set up. We do yoga and all kinds of complementary integrative therapies. And let me tell you, it's fun. So they are happy, and because they are happy, we are happy, and then that virus is given back.
True, happiness. And this viral infection is definitely something we want to spread around, right?
Yes,
So you
yes.
have greatly influenced us with the ideas of forgetfulness, dementia, the umbrella term that is there, or bhulna visarna. काफी लोगों को होता है, and usually people worry after 60 that when I start forgetting, is it dementia? Let us also tell you कि कभी अगर मन पे बोझ ज्यादा है, सोच विचार और तनाव का तांडव ज्यादा चल रहा है दिमाग के ऊपर, तब भी भूलना विसरना होता है. So all forgetting is not dementia, but in case you have problems of forgetfulness, you need to reach out to your doctor. Your doctor will explain things to you. There are investigations that are done, as has been explained also, and then you need to get the right support at the right time. And therefore awareness is prime. ऐसे programs के द्वारा हम लोग dementia के बारे में awareness जो है वो spread करना चाहते हैं, and that is why we have experts like Vidya Man join us and share these aspects. Working with the ARDSI, what is your role, and in these COVID times, how have these challenges probably multiplied?
Before I answer your question, I just want to let people know that normally with the social stigma, especially in Indian culture, we say,
Mhm.
dementia is madness. Primarily because, you want to match make your son or daughter, and you don't give the child into that family because they think, a lunacy runs in the family. That's the first thing. Secondly, I think, there is nothing that we can't win over, you know focus, concentration of the target, the desire to do something for the community unconditionally. Because I feel, as a person so involved with the cause of dementia, I think I'm a chosen and a blessed person to do this thing. And the more I'm involved, and I'm getting more back than what I'm getting. Regarding the COVID situation, I see the positive. I'm a diehard optimist, okay,
Great.
and I love to see the good things in life. And it's not always hunky dory, but who you are given a choice to see what you want, right? So COVID for me was a very good eye opener, where persons with dementia actually got focus. Okay. Now we have a daycare center called Universe of Memory, Smriti Vishwam, which is now temporarily closed because of COVID protocol. And I was concerned because a long time can send them into more depression or isolation, more so because they don't have words to express. So we stopped within before 1 week before the official closure, and we went online. Now these people who are 80 plus, right up to 94, they'd hold the phone, they look at it, what is this, ye kya hai, put it down. Now initially when we went online, when they saw us, it was like, oh, we've met each other again, and they'd come very close to the screen to kiss. Okay. And it was so wonderful. But then they realized that we were telling that no, 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 very far, so they'd understand. They learned how to focus, and they knew what a phone was, and the iPad or the laptop. That was the first positive thing. We ran a campaign to sensitize people, which was all over, spreading the message. We had a video that was on the YouTube, which how we trained them to use the mask, because nobody likes to put the mask anyways, whether it's a mask first, who lets it on, takes it off last. So they got used to use of the mask. Okay, or washing hands. They love to play in the water in the center, but we had to tell them that prayer, because we'd associate prayer before food, and before prayer or food, it is the washing of hands. So they could correlate the thought process. So to me, COVID means it's a different, I like to play on the word, the acronym of COVID. So I developed one thinking that COVID is connecting with compassion. The O says opportunity for us to evolve for other people unconditionally. V is to value elders around us, because moment you value elders, everybody comes in the fray. You're valuing others, seeing the other person as a reflection of the super divine or whatever in that person. So you actually, the namaste means that you're bowing down to the divinity in the other person. I is innovation. I mean, I don't think any of us would have used our brains to get something different. So it was innovation of the COVID. And D is discovering yourself. When you discover yourself, discovering other people is much easier. So to me, COVID is God sent, eye opening, and wonderful.
I, I think you've made such a beautiful acronym for us to remember. And I truly agree with each one that you've said, especially the innovation. If we didn't have the COVID, probably we wouldn't innovate, and Dr. Almeida wouldn't come with MANN DARPAN and its 73 episodes that are running now. But it has probably sensitized us to use every platform available to spread mental health awareness. And thank you to people like you who help us do such wonderful work. Your message for them as we come towards the conclusion of our program?
Um, be a part of the one opposite you, whether with dementia or not, whether young or old, dog or pet, plants or anything living. Be a part of that. And more importantly, remember those who cannot remember.
Yes, I think that is very impactful. Remember those who cannot remember. That is what Anita and Mani Shetty and our listeners and Janet Silveria is mentioning, that these are things that we take home. Thank you, Sidel. Thank you, Veena ma'am, for joining in. These are special words from special people that will keep echoing in our hearts and in our minds. And this is why we say that making people feel special, loving them the way they are, and there is much strength in the love that we can get from all of this. Because we love each other, we can have the strength to go through whatever we come across in life. And therefore, I invite my dear wife, Michelle, and my two darling daughters, Tiara and Tian, to join in and give us a special song for this evening's episode. Take it away.
For all those times you stood by me, for all the truth that you made me see, for all the joy you brought to my life, for all the wrong that you made right, for every dream you made come true, for all the love I found in you. I'll be forever thankful to you. You're the one who held me up, never let me fall. You're the one who saw me through it all. You were my strength when I was weak. You were my voice when I couldn't speak. You were my eyes when I couldn't see. You saw the best there was in me. Lifted me up when I couldn't reach. You gave me faith 'cause you believe on everything I am, because you love me. You gave me wings and made me fly. You touched my hand, I could touch the sky. I lost my faith, you gave it back to me. You said no star was out of reach. You stood by me and I stood tall. I had your love, I had it all. I'm grateful grateful for each day you gave me. Maybe I don't know that much, but I know this much is true. I was blessed because I was loved by you. You were my strength when I was weak. You were my voice when I couldn't speak. You were my eyes when I couldn't see. You saw the best there was in me. Lifted me up when I couldn't reach. You gave me faith 'cause you believe. I'm everything I am because you love me. I'm everything I am because you love me. Thank you.
Wow, really. And thank you for the love because it is wonderful to have you all share the passion that I have for mental health. I am blessed to have wife and children who help me every step of the way. And dear friends, it's great to have you all join in with your sentiments. Pablo, Raju, SF, Judith, Ronak Upadhyay, thank you for what you all are saying. It makes a big difference when we have so many ambassadors for positive mental health. Thank you, Deepak, for sharing our sentiments. And therefore, this is the takeaways that we have today that I think we should run through well. Let's have a slide that brings about the takeaways for today's session. Yes. So let us remember keeping our culture alive and nurturing relationships is very important. Fir bhi dil hai Hindustani, and we don't want ritualistic things, but we want spirituality to be free flowing from head and heart. Depression is a reality, it's an illness. Let us be sensitive. कोई ढोंग या दिखावा नहीं करता है. That is what we need to understand. Suicide is 100% preventable, and every life counts. We can make that difference, my dears. We can be sensitive towards people's pain and reach for help well in time. A stitch in time saves nine. Dementia patients need treatment. They need support, love, and care. But above all, they need dignity because we still haven't forgotten who they are and what they mean to us. Each one of us can spread mental health awareness. इस सेशन के साथ जुड़ते ही आपने हमको वो ताकत दिखाया है जो मानसिक स्वास्थ्य के लिए बहुत ही जरूरी है. We need this for each of y'all to spread mental health awareness, and together we need to abolish the associated stigma and shame. Each one of us can make a positive difference. Let's start now. Thank you once again for all of you all being part of this wonderful endeavor. MANN DARPAN comes to you every Saturday, and we try different ways of being innovative to bring mental health at your doorstep. 73 episodes would not be possible without the love, support, and trust that each of you all give us. And that is what mental health requires today. So keep joining us in all our endeavors. We have a host of programs that you can be part of. Wellsprings Counselling Center has online daycare for people to get activated and to de-stress themselves. We have Mentastic 2122 for the kids and students to encourage themselves and motivate themselves on this academic journey of theirs, along with the life skills which are so important. We have Twilight Twinkle, which is a grief support group that happens on the second and the fourth Saturday of every month. It's free for those who've gone through grief. We have Insta Live every second and fourth Saturday. We have people join us in conversations, Bato Bato Mein, on our Insta handle, which is Wellsprings Counselling. You can get in touch with us on our email, wellsprings2006 at gmail.com, and you can WhatsApp us on 908 209 3848. So be with us every step of the way and help us strengthen our every endeavor to spread mental health awareness and take away that shame, and stigma. You are very, very special to each one of us. So before we go, let us thank our guests once again. Let's have all of them. That's all of them together. किसी एक का ये जिम्मेदारी हो ही नहीं सकता है. सबका साथ में लेके चलना बहुत ही जरूरी है. And as it is rightly said, I have seen a few lines that are so beautiful, and it means so much. I want to share that with you as I read out. And let's have this focused for our minds. छोटी सी जिंदगी है, हर बात पे खुश रहो, जो चेहरा पास न हो उसकी आवाज में खुश रहो, जो लौट कर नहीं आने वाले उसकी याद में खुश रहो, कल किसने देखा है, अपने आज में खुश रहो. I think that is so beautiful. Let us live in the moment, dear friends. Let us make the most of every moment we have. And once again, a big thank you to our guests. Let's have you all together here as we also bring our backstage person, Anirudh, to join us front stage. I must tell you that our program partners for this program has been the Bombay Psychiatric Society and the ARDSI. They have joined with us with Wellsprings Counselling Clinic to spread this endeavor of mental health awareness. So let's have a good photograph of all of you all smiling. As we said, smiling is infectious and we need it all. So yes, let's smile. Anirudh, I hope you got a screenshot of all of us together. Yes, and cheese.
Absolutely.
So thank you, Anirudh, for coordinating this event for
Thank
us,
you.
as you
Thank
do
you.
every month. Thank you, Amla ma'am, for your words of wisdom. Thank you, Priyanka, for your sentiments shared. Thank you, Vidya ma'am, for enlightening us so beautifully well. And thank you, Rebecca, Michelle, Tiara, and Tian, for giving us wonderful messages of love through your beautiful voices. Thank you once again, everybody. Continue to be with us. Yes, Vidya ma'am, you would like to
And
say
last
something.
but not the least, thank you, Dr. Fabian Almeida.
Yes,
If you
absolutely.
hadn't been around, we wouldn't have been
Yes.
invited. And if Anirudh had not been around, things wouldn't have gone so smooth. Thank you, all the people who've been audience. We're always available for any assistance you require. And remember, all of us present here are at just a call away. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Thank you
Stronger
so much.
together. Yes,
Yes.
stronger
Yes.
together is what the way forward is for all of us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Take care and stay with us. Thank you. God bless. Good night.
God bless
Thank
you.
you.
Bye.